Hello everyone, I'm Extra Cheesy 87 and this is Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Part 31. In the previous video we wrapped up the final investigation of the game. We learned that Matt on guard is actually a bad dude, which we suspected, but I wasn't entirely sure if the game was going to try and mislead us in that regard, but no, he's a bad guy. And now it's time to decide, do we want to prove him innocent or guilty? I'm hitting the button. There we go. Probably should just restart the video now that I think about it, but you know what? Let's roll. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove to me not guilty today, right? You probably shouldn't be doing that, in public. If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me, your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now listen up, you better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? You get that creepy slime back of not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. Don't worry. Getting him a guilty sentence will not be hard. Phoenix! Mia? Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. They've got her in some sort of anti-spirit cage. Yes, those exist. You don't know. He hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, do your fucking job, Phoenix. For a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force yourself your... Let's try this again. For a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Is this our hope? Ah, it's that cursed on guard again. Will you leave me alone already? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah! Gumshoe! I'm really sorry. This was supposed to be the part of the trial where I come in at the last second to provide new evidence like I do all the other times, but no, you're gonna yell at me? Fine. Fuck you, Phoenix, right? I'm gonna go to the other town and join a different precinct, and they won't care because the police unions are very strong. They let me join the investigation team. We're chasing after the killer, pal. You have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on the guy. We're not gonna give up, so maybe what they're gonna do is, like, we have to fight to get him not guilty for a while. Then we'll get to, like, get news that Maya has been rescued, and then we'll be able to tank the case at the last second. Maybe something like that. That seems to be the best way to get, the best way to get, like, a positive ending. I don't really know. I mean, I would kind of think it was interesting if we do just, like, straight up prove him not guilty and kind of have to deal with that. You know, the consequences of that decision over whether we save Maya or we let a murderer walk free is a very interesting moral quandary. Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can to find a killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. It's true. I could do that if I found Maya first. You got that? You gotta do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Gotta make the trial last longer? If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it our all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. That's a neat way to do it, where it's like, because I was kind of wondering like how they were going to explain, you know, us failing if we get a guilty verdict here. Hey, Phoenix, you understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. I mean, you can buy friendship with money. Maybe not a good friendship, but you can buy some friendship with money. My offers are open. I mean, in the sense that I need money. Me now. It's the strongest weapon in the world you have, and you have it in abundance. Yeah, anime friendship and all that. Looks like we're coming to an end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt on guard. The defense is more than ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Quit trying to fucking one-up me, Edgeworth. That's supposed to be my joke. This game keeps stealing all my jokes. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. Why do kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I've eaten 8 boxes. I still can't figure it out. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Ongard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. Pick a card, any card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Carrito was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt on guard. Well, now I just know you're eating your crazy pills, Edgeworth. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya's safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. When you use the word mentor, I mean, I know it's got quotes around it, but I think we need like super quotes. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm, a werewolf. I mean, Will Powers. I don't devour the blood on full moons. What? I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's my son. I mean, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah? Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes? I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Ongard's room. Okay, sure. I can't tell if I have to sneeze or not. It's like the beginning stages of a sneeze. I think we're okay. Maybe. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Your Honor, the court would like to know who exactly these guests were. These people that were so important to be invited. These great, illustrious members of society. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. Talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ongard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? You still got that gun on you from a couple cases ago? Start blasting. Get pressed. The defendant's room? Why'd you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother of sorts, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright! What is it? I'm not trying to mock you. You're gonna try and trick me into a corner, aren't you? No! If anything, I'm gonna be the one who's strict. I know I'm just a poor, underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer! It's okay, buddy. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? Witness? I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Okay, I do really like that. So you went to the defendant's room, and then? Hey, wait a minute. How did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Are you sure that was Matt on guard? Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? He was jacking him, all 9 inches. At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on the tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but it was tomato juice. Isn't that fucking weird? What kind of hotel pays people to walk around and serve tomato juice to its customers? Like, that's like a war crime, right? Maybe? I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. Like, couldn't they at least, if they're gonna do juice, couldn't they at least spring for orange juice? God, even apple juice would be better than tomato juice, and apple juice sucks. Looks like piss, man. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange in the neighborhood? Did you feel like there was anyone you needed to call? You know, I did feel something weird, like a spooky ghost. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do! In America land? So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? Dude, I don't fucking know. That was like a week ago, you weirdo. I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. So, we gotta find something that seems like a lie. So, what all do we got? There's a wine glass. Press conference ticket. Lotus camera. Guitara. Hey, wait a sec. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Oh, so this is just a present? Because I was like, I can't think of anything to present. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Too bad I can't get a tip. Mr. Edgeworth! Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Well, you see, that's wrong, because I have a teddy bear. You like that? A tip. Do we have anything that contradicts that? I don't think so. So you get the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pitcher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers is surprised twice by this event. I wonder which one of his shocking moments I should ask about. The face. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? I feel like this is not an avenue we should be exploring if we want him to be proven not guilty, because we're just setting up for the revelation that the bellboy is actually the assassin. Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, he was more like an old gramps. I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. Don't look at me, I'm like 45, right? I'm in smack middle of the guy's face. There was a line of stitches. Oh, so what we could maybe do is we could present this guy and be like, oh, that's not the bellboy. That's just his butler. See, there was nothing weird about the incident. A line of stitches? Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chinny chin. And he said he was gonna huff and puff and blow the hotel down. Almost like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. He was there, at Enguarde's house. He was that butler. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. That means Enguarde was talking with Day Killer then. If that fact were to be exposed, Enguarde would be declared guilty in a blink. Hades, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor? I'm going to penalize you for that. Nothing, Mr. Wright. Nothing. They were just going around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. I really don't know. Like, I mean, the logic makes sense in my head, but that means... Oh no, I didn't mean to do that! I meant to switch over. I don't know why I hit Y. In my mind, I wanted to switch over to people. And then I just hit the wrong button. How do you switch to people? Present profiles. I don't know why I hit Y. I honestly can't think of anything else I've played that would impart that muscle memory on me. But since pressing seems, dude, I'm so mad that we've got a penalty, like, just due to a misclick. I mean, I wouldn't. Can I ask about? Maybe we can ask about the tip as well. Let's see what he has to say about the tip, if there's anything there. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much is maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much you would say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? I can only count up to like 10, dude. Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Raise an objection. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? Not all, but most. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, well, why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? I mean, if you want to leave, you can. He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. I feel like he just admits he does not get paid like a single penny for anything. Seriously, Phoenix, how do you keep your law office open? So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, and what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious for the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. No, he's just a regular John Doe butler. Hold your horses down, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? Yes, all the time, actually. I have here the card Shelley Day Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley Day Killer? Kind of a stupid name, don't you think? He is the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley Day Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head, and I think I figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Don't mention Maya. Don't mention Maya. You're gonna blow up my spot, dude. Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us about what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. Okay. So you know what? In hindsight, the penalty we got due to a misclick doesn't matter because I was probably going to try and present, dude anyway. Also, controller! Controller! You know what? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe I didn't actually hit the Y button. Maybe the controller did it for me. Okay, this time I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. I take monster shits, Your Honor. And that's when the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin. I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish the bellboy is truly Mr. Day Killer, then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain us and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter, but I just laughed like 12 times. This time I was in the hallway because hold it! And what time was it? Well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And when I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. Then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 by that time? You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. And also ask if he could pay my rent. Are you sure it's the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? Oh, the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. My man's face, dude. He had those stitches in his face. Yeah. So, I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. Which room did the bellboy come out of? Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of the room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that it is a bit Ooh, maybe we could make an argument that he just was delivering tomato juice to Juan. You know, he had to get the juice from somewhere. Maybe it's on a tray too. Oh, we got you, dude. Now the question is, will we present wine glass or will we present photo? But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide or try and pull a fast one? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, no. Bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplanted with this new one. Also, we should probably save, considering we fucked up with the misclick already. So things are going to be even tighter than normal. We can only make like one real mistake. Edgeworth. Depending on what our mistakes are, but usually the penalties are weighted towards being like 3 or 4 points instead of 1 or 2. You're going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious. I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Now, I think we could probably present the wine glass of the picture here, but let's go ahead and press his last statement and see what the hint is. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy is the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet if you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible. You're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. I feel like photo. Wine glass makes sense, but I feel like photo makes the most sense because you can see the bottle of juice and the platter. Mr. Powers, Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it just might be true. But isn't he really suspicious? No, you're suspicious. Look at you, dude. He's got all those stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Are you a stitchicist? Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Corita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that there's a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Corita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But you prove that Mr. Corita was already dead at that time? Mr. Edgeworth, Phoenix is being mean to me. Yes? I blame you for leading me down this route. Judge, you know how I felt in the last trial when he was all like, "Hey Phoenix, do you have any evidence you want to present? Hey, any evidence? Maybe some evidence that I gave you? Some really important evidence? Or do you want to present that?" And then you present it and then it instantly fails you. Now you know how I feel, Judge, for being lied to by the game so they could laugh at me. I'm terribly sorry. What is it with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? Yes, it's true. On the full moons, I do run out into the forest fully naked and howl. I'm sorry. It's a disease. The bellboy is empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? As I recall, you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. And? Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Well, it's because he's a super bellboy. Black leather gloves? I could get me some of those. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. The bellboy was wearing black leather ones. I don't see what color matters here, or what his choice of color matters. The sentence is not constructed well. So, a football's made of leather. Are you saying that all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. It seems we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh, yes, please, tell us more. Seriously, if you could tell me the secret as to why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, that'd be great, because I'm fucking tired of eating it. My mouth is like sawdust at this point. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room, then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom, took my monster shit, and then went back to my seat. Oh, the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kind of saw that by accident. I haven't mentioned it up until now because, I don't know. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much. All of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, how do you know it was Matt's door? Well, it's the only other one in the hallway. Shut up! Is that what you saw when you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye and sort of a sneaky spy light. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter what he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. He said something about how he had been paid by some guy named Phoenix, correct? To murder someone named Miley? It was really weird. I don't know who those people could be. Ah, don't blow up my spot like that. I said hold it. Okay. Hold it for about 5 hours, then you can continue your testimony. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. A figurine, maybe? This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next. Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing. Where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Onguard's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall and went in there. Who knows after that, right? I do. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at that time? Oh yeah, I saw this guy named Phoenix Wright. What a loser. What? He saw something else. There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. It was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now was as vague as his first. Also, that was a Phoenix line, not a Mio one. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. I mean, I really don't want to ask about who's in the room because it doesn't implicate, or doesn't this implicate Onguard, but I don't really know what else to do because we've pressed every statement. Could just say don't ask anything. So who's like this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? You're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is this all that really important? Of course, Your Honor. The thing is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Bowers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was... No. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. I don't think I can find out much more from Mr. Powers. I should probably move on to a different topic. So, what did the bellboy do after that? That was worth a shot. Oh, a wooden statue. A statue? I didn't realize there was actually a new line there. Yeah, it kind of looked like one, I guess. I saw the actual thing again, I'd probably remember, you know? Okay, bear figurine. Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. Now, I shouldn't say this, but so far, this trial section, way better than the first trial section. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. Was it you in the crowd? Because I will not tolerate people in the crowd talking. Is the judge gonna have to smack a bitch? It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I got a feeling that something bad's gonna happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something left to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers. The something you saw? Was it this item? Phoenix, why are you taking your pants off? Ooh. Is this new? No, it's not new. It just hasn't been played very much. I'll recognize it, I think. Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt Onguard's mansion. At the defendant's house. Mansion. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Surely the killer assassinated Juan Corrida in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. And the bear being found at Mr. Onguard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Onguard is Day Killer's client. Order! 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 I said order! Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah, I'll say. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. Ah, I almost forgot that he knew about it too. What if we just said we don't know what bear you're talking about? I think it's clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I think it's clear that somebody needs to get smacked. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? I mean, we still don't technically know that Matt's the one, like, we technically have no actual proof that Matt's the one who received the bear, right? Like, they only saw his arm, and I do remember that being in red text, like, it's important. So it could have been that the bear was given to someone else and then just left in Matt's room, and then Matt found the bear and took it home without knowing exactly what it was from. There was one thing in Mr. Powers' testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of. What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're gonna scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. I mean, that was a scream, not a laugh. Yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remember who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear. You don't know that. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, man on guard is the Nickel Samurai. I mean, there was a spare costume. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. What else is to do now, Mia? Help! Mind powers activate. You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Alright, hit him with an obtuse angle. How about an acute? Right? Straight line? Your Honor. Again, Mr. Wright? We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you removed from this court, Mr. Wright. Come on, man. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? What's up with the bear, dude? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. Look at him, he looks suspicious. Probably robbed a store or something. The bear, Mr. Wright. This was found at Mr. Onguard's mansion. However, Mr. Onguard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Onguard who took this bear to his mansion. Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. Yeah, me neither. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home, leaving him homeless. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember clear as day. Refreshing as a spring breeze, some might say. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Onguard's mansion. I have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. You can't use that. That's he said, she said. That's not conclusive evidence. The killer and Onguard were working together, so to speak. And Day Killer was hiding at the Onguard mansion as its butler. Well, what a bold move! The bear figurine was brought back to Mr. Onguard's mansion by Day Killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Onguard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during the investigation. Yeah, but like, what's up with the bear, dude? We still don't know why the bear was stolen. That seems important. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. That's because my controller unplugged again. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion. No, we don't. We don't know why it was stolen yet. As well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Any second now, the player will hit the X button, and my dialogue will continue. Please. Controller. Controller! Everything is... I should just use mouse and keyboard, but I don't wanna. It's just so much more comfortable for me. And especially because, like, my hands are all kinds of fucked up, so, like, using a mouse and keyboard, like, actually kind of hurts. Granted, I mean, I am just hitting enter, but if it was, like, the numpad enter, it would be better, but it's, like, it's only shift enter works. Or, you know, the enter near the shift button, which is, a little bit different. Like, I have to extend my hand more to hit the enter key. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? Knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do? I will now announce. It's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. I've got this gun! Your Honor. Right now, we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at the On Guard's mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person. What are you saying? What I'm saying is, it's possible that a different person is Daykiller's real client. Sorry, Adrian. The real client? Yes. Is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who would you say is Daykiller's real client and therefore the real murderer? Maya! Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt on guard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Ah! But if you think about it, the timeline doesn't make sense at all. Yeah, I know, it's not like a real theory, okay? It's just to buy time. Then, the nickel samurai's arm that I saw. That could have very well been Miss Andrews. What about Mr. On Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. My man was napping. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion. It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? It is kind of a nice, like, flipping of the dynamic as well, where normally it's the prosecutors, like, just saying shit that kind of sounds correct but ends up being wrong, and now it's us that's saying shit that's, like, obviously wrong, but it takes time to prove that it's wrong. I am respecting the second half of this case a lot more than the first half. I think the first half is actually very weak, but the second half is very strong, so I don't exactly know how to evaluate it just yet. I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there's no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone? I can't believe the defense goes so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this was one fight I can't give up on. Order! 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 All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. Daykiller did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? It's a nuclear bomb. Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? Mo the Clown from the Very Big Circus, Your Honor. It's quite simple, Your Honor. It's Miss Adrian Andrews herself. Supported by Mo the Clown. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. Prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls, where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Oh, I guess Maya called her? A really strong power? But that can't be Maya. Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. I've been shot, pal. How's it going? You been hanging in there, pal? Where's this music coming from? Pearls just hit the boombox. Yeah, sorta. We just barely found something to latch onto. That's good, pal. Yeah, what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out who Day Killer and where Day Killer and Maya are? Well, we don't have any leads, but what? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, oh, maybe Mia will come back and she'll have some info from Maya. I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent! Huh? A tent! I can see a circus tent! It is Mo the Clown. But Mia? It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few moments ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe! Is there a circus in town right now? I mean, there's that one pal, that's so funny. I just like threw in like a random reference to chapter 3, just like on a whim, and then it ends up actually being kind of important. What a coinky dink. Maya is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Siri, can you please tell me where the circus is? That hasn't been invented yet, Gumshoe. Ah, shit, you're right. I guess I gotta get out the Garmin. Is that what GPS is? Yeah, the ones you have in your car. Isn't that the brand? Like one of the main ones? Draw a circle about the map, about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry. And? I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so? I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little while longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Oh, no. Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. Court will now reconvene. Day Killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to our client. Or to his client, not our client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of our real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You've seen it before? That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why does she... And we will learn about the bear's secrets. Well, as soon as I save. We'll learn about the bear's secrets in the next video. Oh boy. So far, I'm really, like, I'm respecting the second half of the trial a lot. I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully things stay strong. I felt like all the little puzzles and prompts so far have been pretty good. Some maybe a little on the easy side. The only one I did really like the one about the photo. I thought that one was pretty good. The others have been maybe a little too, like, I don't know. It's like on one hand, it's like the game basically can't win with me. If it's like, if I figure the answers out, I'm like, oh, that's too easy. But if I mess up a single time, I'm like, this game's bad and garbage and I hate it. So, yeah. You know, I'm willing to accept a good amount of blame. Now, I do think there are some really bad prompts in the game, or at least in this trial. I feel like the previous trials haven't been that bad. There was like a couple in Chapter 3 that I didn't like. Well, really, the only thing I remember really pissing me off was the penalizing for pressing. That was kind of stupid, but other than that, nothing really like egregious stands in my mind in the same way that like that very first prompt of the first trial of this chapter did. The one with where I presented the suicide note and it's the wine glass. That one's really bad and I hate it. But let's not dwell on the negatives and end the video so we can move on to the positives. I'm Extra Cheesy 87. Stay tuned for the next part. And bye, guys.